14, and this is a very, very, very heavily weighted and difficult question. Now the key is to identify all the key parts before actually answering the question. So let's go ahead and do that. This graph ends at a point of 500. So 500 is the maximum quantity, which is also known as the capacity. Now, this graph right here is our total cost. So this right here is the maximum cost, and this is the maximum revenue. It meets right here at this point. So if we go down, 30 is our break-even quantity. In other words, this is the quantity at which both total cost and total revenue are the same. Now if we go across, it kind of makes it a little fuzzy as to what number it actually is. So we're going to have to figure that out later. And then lastly, 3,000 is the starting cost. In other words, it is the fixed cost for the graph. So now that we've got a few of the labels on the graph, let's see if we can answer some questions. The first question is find the fixed cost. We just did that. That's B at 3,000 dirhams. Find the break-even point in units. That we figured out. That was 300 units. So that would be letter M. Find the break-even point in dirhams. Okay, this is going to be a little difficult because we can't quite see. But we're going to go across, and we know that it's somewhere between 7,000 and 8,000 dirhams. We have two different choices. We're going to hold off and do this problem a little later. Question 4. Determine the capacity for the period. That would be 500, and that's in units. So that's letter N. Find the break-even point as a percentage of capacity. Well, the break-even point is 300. The capacity is 500. We multiply by 100 to make it a percent. So let's go ahead and do that. 300 over 500, and multiplied by 100. And we get that the break-even point is 60%, or O. What is the maximum revenue for the period? Well, the maximum revenue we already figured out was 12,500 dirhams, so G. And what is the net income when 80 units are sold? Now this is going to be really interesting because here is 80 units. So we know that we're in the loss side of the equation. So we've got two choices that we need to pick between. But for this, we need to actually do some slope equations. So let's go ahead and get out our formula sheet, and you see here where it has the slope. We need to find the slope of each graph and then find what the net income would be. So let's start with total revenue. Total revenue has 2 points, 500, 12,500, and the point 0, 0. So this would be 12,500 minus 0 over 500 minus 0. So let's go ahead and put that into the equation. 12,500 minus 0 over 500 minus 0. And we get that the total revenue is 25. So 25 is our actual selling price. Total cost is going to be done roughly in the same way. We've got the point 500 and 10,500, and we've got the point 0, 3,000. So 10,500 minus 3,000 over 500 minus 0. Let's go ahead and put that in. Fraction 10,500 minus 3,000 over 500 minus 0. And we get that our unit variable cost is 15. Okay, so we've got our selling price and our unit variable cost. Now we're going to look at our goal 3. Oh, yes. So goal 3, our net income here is our selling price, 25, minus 15 times the quantity we were given. In this case, it's 80. Minus our fixed costs. Well, we already figured out our fixed costs earlier on. So let's go ahead and put this in the calculator exactly as we see it. open bracket, 25 minus 15, close bracket, times 80 minus 3,000. And we get a loss of 2,200. In which case, this should have been here. So it should be I, but I'm going to put 2,200 just to be on the safe side. And then it says find the break-even point in dirhams. Well, now that we know the selling price, it's going to be really easy. All you have to do is take the quantity and multiply it by the selling price. So 300 times 25 gives us 7,500, or D.